are the matching pairs. This is the junior version, and this is the adult version.
Today is some of you guys may make one of these go-kart frames that you can purchase on the internet. You can buy the plans anyway, and this is the Phi Alpha 10 go-kart, and in the plans we have a muffler system right here, and trouble is, how do you fit up the muffler to the engine, especially when the exhaust is pointing straight up? And for example, we had a regular engine. We had a regular engine right here. Oh, maybe you can just come on over here for a second. We had an old style flathead engine that we were using before, and we had fabbed up a special header pipe that would fit in here like that. And that would fit right up to the muffler system. Well, as you can see, the engines are totally different. Now you have the route of the exhaust not being a direct from here to the muffler. So what we're going to do today is we bought a special kit from BMI Go-Karts, and basically it's a bunch of pipes, and they're different angles, and we can basically cut and paste, if you will. We'll probably do something like this, where we'll get everything to fit together and come up with a new header pipe. Now it probably won't look like this. I'm guessing what we're going to end up doing is come down like this. It'll be a little bit closer to like right here, so it's cleaner. But that is going to be our struggle, trying to figure out what we're going to do and piece it together. Basically, this kit that we bought is from, like I said, BMI Go-Karts. And basically what we're going to do is, there's a piece that they provide which is really kind of critical, this part, the bolts of the engine, and then we're going to connect the two. So that's going to be what we're going to do today. Alright, the part that was provided in the kit basically was totally rounded, and what I had to do, because there's a little bit on the head here, this particular engine I think is like a Briggs & Stratton Animal or something, and I had to grind off this bit so that it would fit on the head better. So you notice it's not fitting 100%, but I'm not really worried about whether it fits directly on there, because the pipe is, I'm going to center that pipe right on there first, and then we'll tack the pipe on, and it doesn't matter if this is centered or not, as long as it's screwed on. But we have to get the pipe length set up first, so that's really what we're going to worry about now. We kind of made this part fit better, went to the hardware store and found the actual bolts that fit in here. These are like metrics on this particular head, so that's kind of another thing you got to fight. Alright. Alright. Here is an adapter plate. Isaac there had a good idea. He said, why don't we just 3D print this? Well, the next best thing to 3D printing is actually coming up with a template. So what we're going to do is come up with a template that would you would basically mimic it. So we know it starts right here, right? We know it comes up here. We want it to come around and do something like that. That's what we know we want. So we could cut that on the saw and best fit it. So I'll cut out something I think is going to work, and when we come back we'll see how it fits. Okay, this is our first stab at it. So we're going to modify our template just a little bit. Come back. Okay, we have this thing set up, and this bit this end right here fits in the hole of the part that we have fit on the engine. And this part sort of fits on this end. So we have a starting point for some sort of template for the part that we're going to make. So what we'll end up doing probably is making this part up to about right here, and then we'll modify this end and mount it to this part, which should unscrew afterwards. Okay, so now this is what we're playing with, trying to get the pieces to actually work in there. So what's nice about it is we don't have to go by the template totally. We can kind of fudge a little bit. So if we did one of these numbers, the idea is that we get to the tangent point of this cut. So it's just a matter of where do we cut this. So, for example, this part right here, we know is pretty good because that's mounted pretty well. Okay. Then right here, we can just look at the tangent. We're looking at a tangent point, like right there. So we get this thing to fit. Now we got to do the tangent point for this part. Tangent is when it comes off square off of the thing, off the center line. So if you draw a center line off of this, it's square this way. So we figure, okay, it's got to be right here on the curve. So if we cut that part right there, then a new center line cut is going to be about right here, because that's where it would be. So if we were to mount them together, they would mate squarely. So that would be right here, and then this part is about right there. So we're going to gradually cut. We'll cut this end, make sure it fits. We'll cut this, make sure it fits. We'll be back. Okay, this is our first test fit, and one of the things I wanted to make you understand is when you cut this off, there's going to be burrs and things. Make sure it's cleared out because you don't want any burrs going into your engine port. We're going to need to have that port kind of clear so we can work on it. So it's not an option just to stuff it full of a rag right now. So you have to just be careful that when you're working with it, you're not allowing chips and things to fall on your engine. Not the greatest thing. Okay, so our next cut is going to be this tangent point that we looked at before. Okay, now we have sort of our system set up, and probably the smartest thing to do would be to tack these pipes together, because as you can see, it's not as square as we want it to be, but nothing says that coming out of the engine has to be square, but that's just something we're imposing upon ourselves. So what we could do is at least make this fitting fit better, and then we can tweak things when we put this pipe on. It might end up being something like that, but it's still going to go in. It would be better to go in straight. So if we want to go in straight, then we could have this come off just at a slight angle, and it might do it. The other thing would be, okay, we're just not there, and we need to cut it a little differently. I'm not sure what at this point. So I'll think about it. Look at it. Okay, first things first, we're going to play around with some pieces of pipe that we cut off, just to make sure that we got the welder set at the right setting. Otherwise we might blow through everything on our first shot, and we don't want to do that. So I'm going to be practicing for a little bit, and then we'll start up later. Okay, I've got my welder set up, so now I'm going to put my pieces on here. And first of all, we'll tack one side, and then we'll do the other side. So I've got the welder set up the way I want, got my proper clothing on.
Gas can right next to the welder. We're good.
There's no gas can next to the welder.
Just an engine.
The gas can's like right over there.
Yeah.
Okay. As usual, gas cans are supposed to be 40 feet away from any welding, and it's usually outside of it. Okay, here we go. up a little bit. Always makes it funner. Deal with it. We are just tacking it right now, we're not going nuts and bubbling. And I accidentally blew through the pipe already because the gap was too big. Alright, so we're going to see how that looks and fits. Okay, what we're getting ready to do now is set this part in place, and we've already checked this fixture and it really needs to be cut here. We're going to do it more like this, and then we're going to grind it at a different angle until finally it fits right. Okay, so we fit the pipe on there. We're going to tack it in place. Make sure you don't have any gas or anything on the go-kart that's going to blow up, protect everything else. We're tacking it in place right now.
Nice.
We're just tacking this onto the engine part. Nice. It's got to be reasonably secure so that when we put it on, it stays. Okay, we're removing the muffler. The shield and the muffler all come together as one unit. Okay, so peel this off. That's how that works. Falls to the ground. Bam! Okay. So what we want to do now is weld up every other structure on here. Weld this around, weld this around. We're going to get this welded up pretty soon. Hopefully, I'll double check that because it looks pretty bent. Like something catastrophic happened. Sure everything is copacetic.
Copacetic.
That's what it's saying should happen. I'm not real happy about that because it's not sitting real square. So when we finish, we'll buzz that. Okay, the manifold flange here should be flat so that when it's on a motor it doesn't leak. And part of the issue we have right now is because we had to weld it flat and grind it and everything, is that there's burrs from the weld. So we're grinding it out with a Dremel. And be sure to wear safety glasses when you do this, because it shoots all sorts of nasty stuff out. There's nothing you want to be in a hurry with either. And be sure to wear safety glasses, like I said. Alright, when we're back with it. Okay, so we're getting ready to put this back together. So we basically fit it in like this, like that. And put together.
Voila. I mean, voila. Really.
We're a little tight.
Oh, that's nice.
Voila.
Voila.
Like that. Okay. So we put our shield back.
Yes, the shielding is most important.
The shield is very important for not burning the finger.
Activate the ray shielding. Yes.
Not burning the finger off. Keep the finger from being burnt. Okay. So we put the bolts in. Place. Put the bolts in place. I see there's a burr there, so that's going to be a problem for us. We have to take this apart.
9.
And I have to grind out somehow. Alright, as we are mounting this thing here, make sure all the burrs are gone. And like I said, it's important that it's been cleaned up pretty good. Make sure you don't cross thread anything and everything is actually going into the, like this is not going in. It's not going in the hole properly. Alright, we're gonna have to. Okay, we have the exhaust in place. And we can test fit it. We're also doing a gas line. So, if we want to hear what it sounds like, we can do that later. Or we can hear it now. I mean, basically, if I pull on it, go over there, you can. So it sounds a lot. Pretty cool. So, this in place. We can put a little gas in that and give her a rip. When we come back, we'll have it started. Okay, we're gonna turn it on. That's on. Oh, then I have it hooked up properly. We'll come back. Okay, so we're gonna test it.